don't ever touch the retirement account. What would you like to do? What are your dreams? What would be the down payment for your house? Should I invest this? The purpose of investing is to grow your wealth. And Warren Buffett's rules come to my mind. Number one, don't lose your money. Number two, don't forget rule number one. Let's look at different options for investing. A bunch of different options, and I could go on and yet not cover all of them. One way to look at them is as active investment, which requires time and money, versus passive investment. It just requires money and less than an hour, a week, or even a month. The S&P 500 index fund is a form of passive investing. This is why we picked the S&P 500, because it saves you your time to focus on any of the active investing that you wish to do for yourself. It could be adding more skills to grow your career as well. Now, keeping that in mind, let's look at your specific case. Since you're having the cash flow, the first focus after the credit card debt or any kind of debt that is above 7 to 8%, then your first focus has to be towards retirement. Why? Because 10 years ago, you needed less money than today. And 30 years later, you're gonna need even more than today. It always makes sense to save as much as you can towards your retirement. One of the best options for retirement is the 401k plan offered at work. The 401k plan is a great option because it allows you to invest tax deferred, which means whatever you invest through the 401k plan, you can invest that amount and the taxes are deferred till you retire. Plus, there is a company match often offered from 0 to 6%. So let's say in your case, your income was 100k. And if you decided to put in the 401k every month and your company offered a 4% match, you would end up getting additional 4% of your 100k, which is $4,000 every year because you were investing the 401k. One of the other benefits of 401k is the company match from 0 to 6%. In your company, you have a 4% match, which means if you plan to invest more than 4% of your income towards 401k, the company would also give you 4% of your income, which would be $4,000 for the year. That's extra money. The other way is you can invest about 15% of your income towards the 401k plan. I recommend maxing it out if you can, but if not, at least 15% of your income should be put towards the 401k plan. Your lifestyle should be adjusted so that you have more money saved for your retirement, is my recommendation. Now that you have put away for the retirement, your balance is about $3,500. So for the $3,500, what would you like to do? What are your dreams? Katie always wanted to have a house of her own, and the other was she wanted to build up her skills as she was trying to become a real estate broker. Let's split this up, Katie. What would be the down payment for your house? She wanted to go with a condo for now since she was single, and later on she planned to, in a few years, sell the condo to buy a house for her family. Plus, someday she was gonna get married and would need money for her wedding too. She had come up with a number: $80,000 towards the house, $20,000 towards the wedding, $100,000. Well, Katie, that's your new prey then. What else are you planning to do? Well, I wanted to be a real estate broker and I need to put in some money for that as well. She wanted to put away $15,000 for that. Now let's talk about time. When do you need to do both of these things? I think it makes sense for me to be the real estate broker as soon as I can, but it depends not only on the money, but also on how much time I can put in. So let's say in 1.5 years. And for the house, I'm ready to wait, but I do know the prices might go up a bit by years. Does that sound okay to you? How do you think we should split it? Well, for the real estate, I would need about $15,000 in 1.5 years. So about $800 to $1,000 should be more than enough. Should I invest this? That's a good question, Katie. So anything that's less than 5 years, I do not recommend investing it into the S&P. Instead, it's better to put in a high yield savings account or short-term bond index. As long as the amount is below $50,000, it shouldn't matter much. But for your house and wedding, for example, if it's above $50,000, maybe you can put in the short-term bond index fund. It might help a bit. Otherwise, just putting in a high yield savings account should work for you. Vanguard has such a money market account. You can do your research or you can check up online. There are a bunch of companies now opening up with high yield savings account that you put your money into. Just make sure they are safe. Katie decided to go with Vanguard's money market account. And for her real estate license account, she just opened up another savings account in the Capital One Bank, as they were giving decent returns as well. She decided to put in $3,000 towards her house and her wedding. She knew based on her monthly payment that within 4 years she would reach that target, a year ahead of her schedule. She still had about $500 left. Put that to her vacation account so that she could travel wherever she wanted and also have fun with her friends. Just save that up to invest later for her business or something else that she had in mind. Finally, her system is set. Well, the system is set for now. So make sure you don't forget about emergency fund as well. In case you lose your job today, there could be any situations to cause this. It could be recession, COVID, industry changes, or sickness. That's why I recommend keeping 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved in the emergency account. Remember, 20% are still going into your emergency fund. I recommend going higher with time as your expenses will grow. If you plan to do business, I would recommend keeping an emergency account for up to 2 years. This really allows you to work on your business without the stress of everyday expenses. Emergency account should only be for the emergency. Remember, with time, your income is always going to increase. Don't let your expenses increase in the same way. And don't ever touch the retirement account or the investing that keeps on going. You can look at your investing as pre-tax, where it is tax deferred growth, and then post-tax, in which there is regular investing as well as tax-friendly investing. The benefit for the Roth IRA investing is that you definitely have to pay the taxes now, but whatever growth you have in investing, it grows tax-free. In the regular investing, as long as you don't withdraw regularly, you don't get taxed much with the S&P 500, as it in itself is very tax efficient. But whenever you do take the money out, you will get taxed. So do plan it well. In fact, I recommend whenever you need to start using the money from the S&P 500, you should start an automatic withdrawal. For example, keep a room for 1 to 2 years. Never take the money out in a lump sum. The amount is more than $5,000. This way, the market fluctuations won't affect too much. I'm sure you'll be successful. But if you keep this framework in mind, keep adapting every 3 months, reviewing everything, I'm sure you'll keep learning, keep getting better at this process. Best of luck.